Joseph Parker versus Fabio Wardley, scheduled for the 25th of October at the O2 Arena in my hometown of London. Now, the fight hasn't been officially confirmed yet. However, the Ring magazine have reported on it that the fight is on the verge of being finalized. And when the Ring magazine report on something, you best believe that there's a high chance it's true. So this fight looks like it's going to be Joseph Parker's next fight. I've also heard that Joseph Parker is already in Dublin, or he's been in Dublin training for this fight. So he started camp already. So he must have known about this news, obviously, way before us. Now, as someone who's been a big advocate for Joseph Parker getting a title fight, I've got a few questions I want to ask. Listen, I have nothing against the fight. I have nothing against Joseph Parker fighting Fabio Wardley. Listen, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Fabio Wardley, every fight that he's been on is exciting, innit? He's either getting beaten up and then he'll knock someone out, or he'll knock someone out early. Do you know what I mean? Like, Fabio Wardley fights are exciting. However, my questions are, what are the conditions of this fight? Is this fight for a title? Is this fight for a title? Or is it just a warm-up fight or a stay busy fight? Because a lot of Joseph Parker's fans always say to me, no, Enzo, Parker needs to stay active. He needs to stay busy. He needs the rounds. He didn't get enough rounds against Bakole back in February. So he needs the rounds. I'm like, okay. Is it that situation here where this is a stay busy fight for Parker? Or is it a title fight? Because we still haven't heard from Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk was ordered by the WBO to fight Joseph Parker. They gave him 30 days or whatever to respond. Then he asked for an extension because he hurt his back or something like that. But then we've seen Alexander Usyk playing football. We've seen him dancing and everything like that, having fun. So he does. I don't know, man. Is Alexander Usyk really injured? So it's a bit of a mess, the whole situation. We don't really know what's going on, man. There's a lot of things that are being kept in the dark. That's my questions, really. Like, is it just a stay busy fight for Joseph Parker? Is it a title fight? Because look, I want to keep it real, man. If this fight Joseph Parker is taking on Fabio Wardley is not for a title, yeah, I think it's pointless. I understand what people say, yo, Joseph Parker needs the rounds and needs to stay active. But for me, it's pointless. Joseph Parker has come too far to just take a stay busy fight. He's the mandatory for the WBO. There's no point in him risking that position. And I know a lot of you are going to say, yo, Enzo, what do you mean risk, man? Parker's going to go in there and smoke Wardley, man. This is easy fight. Nah, man. In the heavyweight division, for me, yeah, there's no such thing as an easy fight. Like, it only takes one punch. We saw Fabio Wardley, yeah, take on Justice Huni. He was getting his head boxed. He was getting outclassed for 11 rounds. Justice Huni just needed to stay one more round, to survive one more round and get a clean sweep. You win a unanimous decision. But he got caught in the 11th. That's the type of shit that can happen in boxing, man. So people that are making Parker outright favorite, I understand it, but just know that even though you're favorite in the heavyweight division, it only takes one punch. So there's a lot of risks. Why should Joseph Parker have to risk? Why should he have to risk it? Like, the biggest winner in all this is Alexander Usyk and Fabio Wardley, because Fabio Wardley, he gets to fight a big name in Joseph Parker, yeah, because this will be the biggest name on his resume. He gets to fight Joseph Parker, and he gets the opportunity to go in that ring, even though he's probably going to get outboxed, because for me, Joseph Parker is the much superior boxer out of the two guys, yeah. If Justice Huni outboxed Fabio Wardley, yeah, like, Parker should be able to go in and comfortably toy with a kid. Do you know what I mean? But it's the heavyweight division, and we saw what happened with Justice Huni, like I just said. But Fabio Wardley gets the opportunity. He gets the opportunity to go in that ring and take a big scalp, man. He's going to be highly motivated. He took some lessons from the beatdown he got from Justice Huni. He's gonna go into that fight against Joseph Parker. He's gonna be like, yo, I need to be a bit more cautious, take my time, and if I can land that right hand, I could drop Parker. That's the thinking of Fabio Wardley. That's the thinking for Fabio Wardley. And Alexander Usyk is another winner because now he doesn't even have to answer to the WBO, right? Let's say, for example, this fight between Joseph Parker and Fabio Wardley is a tune-up fight. Is a stay busy fight for Parker, right? Because he wants some rounds or whatever. Alexander Usyk is like, yo, you can turn around to the WBO and say, Parker's fighting in October, so I don't have to fight him. I don't have to answer to the mandatory challenger. And it makes the WBO's decision easy as well because the WBO are like, yo, Parker, you're fighting anyway. Unless Alexander Usyk vacates the title or the WBO are like, you know what? We've given you enough time. We're stripping you of the title. We're taking the WBO title off you. Unless that happens and then Joseph Parker versus Fabio Wardley becomes a title fight for the WBO, then that's a better fight. Then it benefits Joseph Parker. But if I work for Joseph Parker, if I'm like his manager or whatever, I'm like, yo, we're not taking this fight, man, because we're just making life easy for Usyk and the WBO and other people like to just make a decision by taking this fight on. It just makes their life easy. I really thought, this is just my opinion, if I was advising Joseph Parker, yeah, if I was part of his team, I'd be like, nah, we're digging our heels in. We're digging our heels in. We've come way too far, yeah, to let this opportunity go. We're digging our heels in. We're not taking no fight until we get an answer from Alexander Usyk. He either fights me or he vacates, or we leave the decision entirely to the WBO. We make sure they have a decision to make. You either strip Usyk or you force him to fight me. One of them. One of them. That's if I'm in Team Parker. But I can also understand from Team Parker's point of view, they're like, yo, we need some rounds, man. We need to stay active. I'm a warrior. I'm not going to sit around and wait for Usyk. I don't need him. But I feel like boxing is the fighting part, the sports part, and the business as well, man. I feel like, yeah, you can be a warrior on the sports side of things, but you have to also be a shrewd businessman. You know? Uncle Frank is doing all this because he knows his boy Fabio Wardley could potentially benefit from this situation. Because like I said, it's the heavyweight division. Wardley can go in there and anything can happen, my people. Anything can happen. All it takes is one punch in the heavyweight division. That is my concerns regarding this fight. That is the only questions like I have. Like, is it going to be a title fight? Is it going to be a title fight or is it a stay busy fight? That obviously we're going to find out, innit? New information, a lot of things are just coming out now. So by the time the fight is actually confirmed, maybe Usyk would have been stripped or maybe he would have vacated the title anyway because, like, you know what, leave is long. We're still going to have to wait for that. We're still going to have to wait. But as of right now, it looks like it's like a stay busy fight for Parker. And I'm like, nah, man. I'm going to keep it real. I'm like, nah. My business mind on, I'm like, nah, man. I ain't taking this fight. If I'm Parker, I ain't taking this fight, man. I ain't taking this fight. I'm going to keep the pressure on Usyk. I want to keep the pressure on the WBO. I'm not going to make their decision easy. By taking the fight against Fabio Wardley, you're like basically saying, yo, you can keep the WBO title, man. I don't know. Listen, maybe there's smarter people around Joseph Parker than I am. You know, maybe they know exactly what they're doing. They've planned it all out. And we're going to find out in the next couple of days and weeks what are the conditions of this fight. I'm sure Joseph Parker and his team, they know exactly what they're doing. They thought about it. And this is the decision that they've come up with. It makes sense for them. And all the best to them. Do you know what I mean? I'll be tuning into the fight. It's an exciting fight. Like I said, Fabio Wardley comes in to bang. He's very entertaining. Very limited as a boxer. We saw against Justice Huni. But he's going to come in there. He's going to pour his heart out. He's going to throw punches. But I still, like I said, I believe Joseph Parker is a superior, far superior boxer, and he should get a dub. But like I said, it's the heavyweight division. Anything can happen. Let me know, my people, in the comments, if I'm a bit too concerned. Do you have the same questions that I have, that I've posed on this video? Let me know in the comments, my people. Let's talk, let's engage, let's conversate. I really appreciate it. Once again, thank you so much for watching EMGM Sports. It's me, your boy Enzo, the realest in the game. Please don't forget to smash the like button. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, because that's the only way you're going to help us to grow. I'll be back real soon with another one. Until then, stay blessed, my people. Peace.